I drank too much and smashed the limited edition supercar of Fu Sai, the Prince of Beijing, with a wine bottle. He rolled down the window and squinted at me. Who are you? I grabbed him by the collar and said, I'm your long-lost father. Fu Sai? The next second, I took out my phone, took a picture of him, and posted it on WeChat Moments. Who in my family would understand? I found a son on the street. And attached is Fu Sai's confused handsome face. 3 minutes later, my phone blew up. The classmates group was crazy about the screen. Su-yun. You smashed Fu Sai's car. 18 million. You're done. The prince is offering a 50,000 yuan reward for information leading to your capture. Is it too late to run away now? The story is about to begin. If you like it, remember to like and follow. Obviously it's too late. As soon as I ran into the alley, I was surrounded by a dozen men in black. The leading man in black bowed respectfully and said, Miss Su, the crown prince invites you. Me, can I not go? The eldest brother smiled and said, okay, but we will carry you over. 5 minutes later, I was invited into the luxury box. Fu Sai crossed his legs and sneered, run, why don't you run? I fell to my knees with a plop. Dad, I was wrong. Fu Sai. Fu Sai asked me to pay compensation. I searched my pockets and found only $3.50, all in coins. He stared at the coin in my hand and was silent for a full 10 seconds. Su-yun, do you know how much my car cost? Me, yes, 18 million. So what do you mean by $3.50? I said sincerely, this is all I have. How about paying it in installments? Fu Sai laughed angrily, okay, based on a 10% daily interest rate, you have to pay me 1.8 million every day. I counted on my fingers and was shocked. You are a loan shark. He raised an eyebrow, then how do you want to pay it back? I pondered for 2 seconds, and suddenly an idea struck me. How about I sell my body? Fu Sai? Me, I'll be your little brother. Serving tea, massaging shoulders and backs, fighting and swearing, I'm proficient in everything. Fu Sai. In the end, Fu Sai came up with an even more damaging trick. You, pretend to be my girlfriend. He said, 10,000 a day, to pay off the debt. Me, deal. But soon, I regretted it. Because that bastard Fu Sai didn't want me to pretend to be his girlfriend at all. He wants me to be like his rocket launcher that can blow up whatever he points at. The next day, Fu Sai took me to meet his childhood sweetheart. The one who scolded his 3 receptionists until they cried was the daughter of a certain chaebol. Qianjin came over tenderly, Brother Sai, who is this? Fu Sai put his arm around my waist and said, my girlfriend. I cooperated with a shy smile. Qianjin's expression changed, and she sneered, she? Is she worthy? I was about to retort when Fu Sai suddenly lowered his head and whispered in my ear, use your street-swearing skills and win over her. You'll get a bonus of 100,000 yuan. My eyes lit up and my fighting power instantly exploded. I'm not worthy? You are worthy? How many are you worthy of? Your face is covered in makeup so thick it could build a wall, and yet you're still pretending to be innocent? If you keep on talking, I'll knit a sweater out of your hair. Qianjin? Qianjin looked at Fu Sai aggrievedly, Brother Sai, she scolded me. I sneered, put my hands on my hips and fired at full power. Wow, do ATM machines claim to be your relatives these days? Did he agree if you called him brother? Did he tell you his bank card password? What's this brother-sister thing you're acting like? If you two were really that close, would I be the one standing here right now? Qianjin was so angry that her lips trembled. You dare to speak like that? Do you know who I am? I pulled out my phone and turned on my computer. Here, tell me the stock code of your dad's company. I'm going to short it now. Fu Sai suddenly interrupted, her family controls a private enterprise. Oh, I drawled, so it's not listed? Then why are you pretending to be the Wolf of Wall Street? Qianjin stomped her high heels and said, Brother Sai, look at her. I immediately pinched my throat and imitated her, Brother See, my feet hurt. How about we lay a silk quilt on the asphalt road for you? Qianjin was furious. I continued to ramble on. Sister, your false eyelashes are about to fly off. Are you trying to use them as fly swatters or solar panels by sticking them on so long? Your perfume is so strong it could repel mosquitoes. Did the Hermes saleswoman's hands shake when she sprayed your sample? I was about to say this the moment you walked in. I leaned in close to her ear and lowered my voice. this season's haute couture looks like a knockoff on you. I suggest a refund. The daughter burst into tears after being scolded by me and ran out of the door with her bag. Fusai applauded, not bad, combat power is SSS level. I held out my hand, where's the prize money? He raised an eyebrow. What's the rush? This is only the first one. The daughter went home and felt helpless for the whole afternoon. I was so angry that I posted on Weibo. Threatened to kill me. I just posted the video of me arguing with her online. Moment. My heroic deeds spread all over the internet. Hot search, hashtag Prince's girlfriend mouth cannon king hashtag. Netizen, this girl's scolding is so cool. Love it. The prince has a unique taste. I'm into this CP. Fusai scrolled through the comments and slapped his thigh with joy. Soo-yeon, you're famous. Me, what the hell? I have to wear a mask every time I go out now, for fear of being recognized and beaten. In order to compensate me, Fusai took me to a top club for a big meal. I stared at the 5-figure dishes on the menu, my hands shaking like Parkinson's. Son, won't this shorten your lifespan? Fusai took a sip of red wine elegantly. Don't worry, even if it's a loss, it's still my lifespan. I was only touched for 3 seconds when he added, it will all be on your account in the end anyway. Me. Suddenly I felt that the Australian lobster in my hand was not fragrant anymore. Halfway through the meal, Fusai suddenly received a call. His expression suddenly changed. The old man wants to see you, now. I was so scared that I dropped my chopsticks. Meeting the parents? That part isn't in the script. Fusai picked me up and walked out. I've added a scene temporarily, so the pay will be doubled. I ran and yelled, I can pay more, but can you let me take my makeup off first? I look like someone in a nightclub. The old house of the Fu family. Mr. Fu looked me over from head to toe, wearing his reading glasses. Is this the bitch you found? Fusai remained calm. Grandpa, her name is Soo-yeon, she is. I grabbed his sleeve and whispered, we agreed to double your pay. Fusai's mouth twitched, and he continued stubbornly, she's my girlfriend. The old man snorted coldly and pounded his cane hard on the ground. It's all over the internet. The words she used to curse the Chin girl were simply unbearable to hear. I weakly raised my hand. Well, I have an edited version, one with more refined insults. Would you like to take a look? Old man. Fusai held his forehead and said, Grandpa, although she is a bit rude, she has a kind heart. I nodded frantically, yeah. I helped an old lady cross the street last week. The old man narrowed his eyes and said, really? Then tell me, why did you smash my grandson's car? I was speechless for a moment. You can't say that he was drunk and threw a bottle out of control, smashing a luxury car randomly, right? Fusai suddenly put his arm around my shoulders and said, she did that to get my attention. The old man was suspicious, by smashing the car? Fusai looked at me affectionately and said, love is like a car accident, it comes unexpectedly. I nearly choked to death on my own saliva. The old man was obviously shocked and waved his hand, all right, I don't care about you young people's affairs. But. He cast a sharp glance at me and said, the daughter-in-law of the Fu family cannot be a shrew who only knows how to curse in public. I immediately straightened my back and said, don't worry, Grandpa. I can still fight. Mr. Fu. Fusai. Coming out of the old house, I breathed a sigh of relief. Did I pass? Fusai glanced at me and asked, what do you think? I scratched my head. It seems that the old man doesn't really hate me? Fusai sneered, he just sent me a message asking me to take you to a charity dinner tomorrow. Me, oh, that's great, wait. A charity dinner? Fusai gloated, well, all the wealthy families in Beijing will be there. My vision went dark, including that rich girl I scolded and made her cry. Fusai nodded, not only that, but also her group of girlfriends. I turned and left, goodbye. Fusai grabbed me and said, the penalty is 18 million. He leaned close to my ear, his warm breath spraying on my neck. Don't worry, they won't dare to do anything to you with me here. I swallowed hard. What if they gang up on me? Fusai chuckled, then use your strengths. If you can't scold me, then fight me. If you can't beat me, then run away. Me, you are such a good boss to me. On the day of the charity dinner, Fusai sent someone to deliver a high-end dress. I looked at my own flawless self in the mirror and couldn't help but sigh. As the saying goes, Buddha relies on gold, and man relies on clothes. Fu Sai leaned against the door, his eyes deep. Not bad. I spun around. Not only is it good, it's like a fairy descending to earth. He chuckled. Let's go, fairy, it's time to go to the Hongmen banquet. As soon as I arrived at the venue, I felt hostility coming from all directions. Especially the daughter of the Chen family and her group of little sisters. They looked at me as if they wanted to eat me alive. I whispered to Fu Sai, is it too late to run now? He held my hand and said, it's too late. Sure enough, the next second, the daughter of the Chen family came over with her men. Hey, isn't this brother Sia's girlfriend? She said sarcastically. I smiled. Hey, isn't this the defeated opponent? Her expression changed. You. Then he snorted softly. I heard that Miss Su comes from an ordinary family? Are you not scared by such an occasion? I flashed my full 8-tooth smile. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen so many gold-rimmed trash cans. It's truly astonishing. Her group of girlfriends exploded instantly. Who are you calling a trash can? I covered my mouth in surprise. Oh my, why are there still people rushing to claim it? Fu Sai quietly retreated to the back. The first one to rush up was the eldest daughter of the Lin group. A person like you is worthy of standing next to Ce? She sneered, swinging her platinum bag. I immediately entered combat mode. Ouch, is this a fake bag? The zipper pull on a genuine bag should face right, but yours is facing left. Miss Lin's face suddenly changed and she frantically looked through her bag. I grabbed a bottle of water. In front of everyone, he poured it directly on her bag. Come on, real crocodile leather will shrink when it comes into contact with water, let's test the quality. On my bag. Miss Lin screamed and tried to rescue it. I calmly said, look at how deformed it is. $2.99 on Taobao with free shipping? She burst into tears and ran away on the spot. The second one was the daughter of the Zhao family, who came up and wanted to slap me. I grabbed her wrist and said, that's a great manicure, sis. She raised her eyebrows proudly. These crystal nails are airshipped from France, and one piece is. It's just crooked. I twisted her fingers violently. This part on my index finger is almost falling off. Does the manicurist have a grudge against you? While she was looking down at her nails, I leaned in and whispered, your ex-boyfriend, Wan Xiao, asked me out for drinks last week and said your skills were as bad as a dead fish. What? Zhao Qianjin was furious. He said my skills were bad? I added fuel to the fire. He also said he likes people like me, and that cursing is exciting. Miss Zhao took out her cell phone and walked away cursing. The third one was even more outrageous, directly showing the pregnancy test report. I'm pregnant with Sia's child. The whole audience was in an uproar. Fu Sai's face turned green. I haven't even touched your hand. I stared at the ultrasound image for 3 seconds and suddenly burst out laughing. I know this picture. It's the third one on Baidu Image. Pulling out my phone to compare, I said, even the watermark isn't even removed. Turning to Fu Sai, he asked, is it popular among you wealthy families to use online pictures to scam people? The whole audience burst into laughter. She found a crack in the ground and crawled into it. The girlfriends group suffered 3 consecutive defeats. Chen Qianjin was furious. What's the point of being able to curse? It's so vulgar. Do you dare to be more elegant? What are you competing for? Who can send your dad to the ICU first? The whole audience was silent. Fu Sai was coughing violently 5 meters away. Chen Qianjin was furious. I'm going to kill you. I rushed behind Fu Sai. I secretly hooked his little finger and said, son, I've completely given up everything for you. You have to protect daddy's life. Fu Sai opened his arms and stopped Chen Qianjin. Come, kill me. Chen Qianjin was so angry that tears fell from her eyes. She screamed and ran away crying. That night, my record was once again trending. Hashtag Crown Princess's verbal battle with the socialite circle hashtag. Hashtag Su Yun's wealthy family's magic mirror hashtag. Hashtag Fu Sai is too spoiled hashtag. Hot comments from netizens. Is this girl going to buy some goods? She's offended half the wealthy community in one day. When I got home, I started calculating how much money I still owed Fu Sai. Total debt, 18 million. Pretend to be a girlfriend for 2 days, 20,000 yuan. Meet the old man, worth 20,000. Yesterday I scolded Chen Qianjin and made her cry, it's worth 100,000. Today I pissed off Miss Lin and she ran away, worth 100,000. Enraged Miss Zhao, worth 100,000. Exposing a fake pregnancy, 100,000 yuan. KO Chen Qianjin twice, worth 200,000. A total of 640,000? I bit the end of my pen and frowned. How long will this last? At this time, Chen Qianjin suddenly added me on WeChat. Su Yun, do you dare to come see me alone tomorrow? Hey, here comes the opportunity. I quickly replied, are you worthy enough to see me? First, be 500,000 to see how strong we are. Chen Qianjin replied immediately, 500,000? Why don't you rob a bank? Will you share it? If not, I'll block you. 3 minutes later, my Alipay received a ding sound and 500,000 yuan was deposited into my account. The accompanying message read, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, Jinmao Club. Damn. I'm going to fight these damn rich people. Normally, you can't find anyone at V50 on Crazy Thursdays, but they don't even blink an eye at this 500,000. The next afternoon, I went to the Jinmao Club alone. Push open the door of the VIP box, wow. Miss Chan and her group of close friends are all here. It seems like there are a lot more people than last time. Chen Qianjin sneered, Su Yun, let's have another quarrel today. The loser will kneel down and bark like a dog. I looked around. Looking at the celebrities in the room who were eager to try, he suddenly laughed, that's it? Chen Qianjin slammed the table and stood up, what do you mean? I slowly pulled out my phone and entered the payment code. If you want to play big, the loser not only has to bark like a dog, but also transfer 1 million on the spot. The box suddenly became quiet. A girl wearing Chanel whispered, crazy. What? I raised an eyebrow. You're the daughter of a wealthy family, but you can't even come up with 1 million? Chen Qianjin's face turned pale, Su Yun. Don't be so arrogant. I shrugged. Forget it, I'll go back and play with Fu Sai. Wait. Chen Qianjin gritted her teeth, I bet you. She turned to her group of girlfriends and said, everyone, transfer 1 million to the public account. I'm going to make this bitch beg for mercy today. I happily watched them pool their money and sent a location message to Fu Sai, son, daddy is going to make a lot of money today. Fu Sai replied instantly. Don't die outside. I put away my phone and stretched my neck. Let's get started. Who's going first? The first person to come out was a high-achieving socialite wearing glasses. Miss Su, she pushed up her glasses, I heard you didn't even finish college? How can someone with such low education like you be worthy of Mr. Fu? I laughed and asked, sister, what's the prescription of your glasses? She was stunned, 600 degrees, what's wrong? No wonder, I sighed, you didn't even see who was pursuing whom between me and Fu Sai, he was the one who desperately begged me to be his girlfriend, okay? The girl with glasses was speechless. I pressed the issue, besides, what's the point of having a high degree? You've read so many books, but you're still just here being someone else's military advisor. She was so angry that her glasses were crooked. The second one to come up was a gentle little white flower. Sister Su, she said softly, you are always so fierce. Brother Si won't like it. I immediately pinched my throat and imitated her, Brother Si, I'm so scared. Then his expression changed in an instant, sister, your tea art is pretty good, which training class did you graduate from? Do your good sisters know that you're secretly hooking up with their boyfriends every day? Little white flower's face turned pale. I'm not, I didn't. I pulled out my phone and looked through the chat history. Last night, you texted Miss Lin's boyfriend, good night, brother. The day before yesterday, you asked Miss Zhao's fiancé to go to the hot springs. The day before yesterday, you. Little white flower panicked instantly, stop it. You're slandering me? I was like a monkey stealing peaches and took her cell phone. He quickly unlocked the door by swiping her face and threw it to Miss Lin, take a look, no thanks. Miss Lin and Miss Zhao looked at the chat records, their faces becoming increasingly grim. The box suddenly exploded. Little white flower turned and tried to run, but Miss Lin grabbed her and said, explain yourself. Zhao Qianjin slapped her directly, bitch. The scene was very chaotic for a while. Miss Chen stamped her feet in anger, Su Yun. Stop trying to sow discord here. I spread my hands innocently, I'm just stating the facts. The little white flower was rubbed harshly by several people. He fled crying. Seeing the situation was not going well, Miss Chen suddenly shouted, everyone calm down. Execute Plan B. Good job. There are N plans for this? The door of the box was locked. The daughter of the Chen family brought people to corner me. Soo-yeon, I admit that you are very good at cursing. But now, you can't escape. She sneered, kneel down and apologize, otherwise. I interrupted her, what else? Can you still hit me? She winked and 2 socialites came forward to grab my hair. I quickly pulled out my pepper spray, come on. Let's see who cries first. They took 2 steps back in fear. I took the opportunity to pull out my phone, and the live broadcast showed that it had been running for an hour. Family members, look. The daughters of wealthy families are getting together to fight. The Chen family's daughter was furious, you're actually live streaming? Turn it off immediately. The daughters who surrounded me covered their faces frantically, afraid of appearing in the video. At this moment, millions of viewers have flocked to the live broadcast room. My heart is beating fast and my hands are shaking. My friends, start giving out gifts. You can never have too many carnivals. You can never be too careful. Those who have money can support us. Those who don't have money, please give a thumbs up and show your support. The comments scrolled wildly, WTF, this is a scene of a wealthy family fighting. Isn't that the daughter of the Chen group? The prince's girlfriend is awesome. 1vn. At this time, Fu Sai made a brilliant appearance in the live broadcast room. Every move is 100 carnivals. The live broadcast room exploded instantly. Holy crap. The prince himself is here. 100 carnivals. How much would that cost? I bumped into it. I made a heart shape with my hands to the camera. Thank you, my most handsome boyfriend in the universe, Trojan. Then, Fu Sai casually brushed another 100 carnivals. Gift special effects on the screen. The flash dazzled my eyes. I just felt that there were a lot of money symbols floating in my pupils. He sold his soul for money. No baby, do you know what my weakness is? It's your fault. Fu Sai. Did you steal anything from me today? You stole my heart. Barrage, ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter. Help, she's really good at licking. I was frantically spouting cheesy love words to the camera. Chen Qianjin finally couldn't stand it anymore and snatched my phone away. Soo-yeon. Do you still have any shame? I retorted, face? Can you eat it? Can you pay off your debts? Can you buy a carnival? Besides. I stood on tiptoe and looked behind her, Fu Sai likes me this way. The barrage was instantly filled with, ha 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 ha. Chen Qianjin was so angry that her hands were shaking, you. I took the opportunity to grab the phone back and winked at the camera, did you see that, my friends? This is what jealousy does to a person. Fu Sai suddenly sent a barrage, come out when you've had enough fun. I'll be waiting for you downstairs. I immediately behaved well, okay, baby, I'll be there soon. Then he looked at Chen Qianjin with a smile, in front of 5 million viewers. You have to accept the loss. What happened to the 1 million transfer? The comments were all the same, bark like a dog. Chen Qianjin's group of girlfriends had already run away during the chaos and no one was left. Her eyes were red, she bit her lips, and her face was full of humiliation. She thought the camera was pointed at her. In fact, the one I was aiming at was my own big face. Who told her father to just transfer 2 million to me, so I should be kind enough to scare her? I sighed, oh, forget it, you are such a shy little girl. Transfer the money to me and you can leave. Miss Chen transferred the money to me quickly and disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye. I went downstairs humming a little tune, and Fu Sai's Maybach was parked on the side of the road. The car window rolled down and he looked at me with a raised eyebrow, how much did you earn? I calculated on my calculator, 2 million, hush money from Chairman Chen. 1 million, the money lost by Miss Chen. 500,000, my travel expenses. 100,000, the bonus for scolding her until she cries. 10,000, the daily wage for pretending to be your girlfriend. I transferred 3.5 million to you first, then deducted 110,000, and I still owe you 13.75 million. I'll go home and see how much money I made from the livestream, and then I'll continue to share it with you. Fu Sai's eyes were dim and unclear. He rubbed his fingertips on the steering wheel. Are you so concerned about paying me back? Also, isn't it too easy for you to make money? I gritted my teeth and said, could it be easier than owing money? A wine bottle. 18 million. Although I have only paid back 1/5 of the debt, I am becoming more and more hopeful about the future. The battle of the gods that I broadcast live. My number of fans increased by tens of millions in one day. The videos in the live broadcast room were also edited into various ghost-like clips and went viral on the entire internet. I occupy 8 of the top 10 hot searches. Become a top streamer. There are even brands that ask me to shoot short video commercials. The brand asked me to meet them in a coffee shop. I went to the appointment stealthily wearing sunglasses, but as soon as I opened the door, I bumped into Fusai's chest. He raised an eyebrow. Are you so eager to throw yourself into my arms? I looked inside. My goodness, isn't this the director of the media company under the Fu Group? Hello, Mr. Fu. The brand owner immediately stood up and bowed. Fusai sat down next to me with a big smile. What kind of cooperation are we talking about? The brand owner's forehead was sweating. I just want Ms. Su to shoot a voiceover commercial. Fusai sneered. My girlfriend needs this little money from you? I weakly raised my hand. Actually, I'm quite short of it. Fusai gave me a sharp look, and I immediately changed my tone, but for the sake of Fu's image, I have to pay more. Brand. On the day of the commercial shoot, I wore a haute couture dress and smiled at the camera. Golden throat lozenges for cursing, protect your throat and rage your enemies. Director, cut. Miss Su, could you be a little gentler? I immediately changed to a clip voice. Golden throat lozenges for cursing protect my throat. All the staff members shuddered collectively. Fusai held his forehead with his hand behind the monitor and said, let her play herself. So the final film is like this. I rolled up my sleeves and put one foot on a chair. Always losing arguments? Use golden throat lozenges. They'll easily make 10 famous ladies cry. As soon as the advertisement was aired, the product was sold out. Netizen, this advertisement is too real. I placed the order. I'm going to scold my ex-boyfriend tomorrow. Suyun YYDS. This advertisement made me earn 200 taels of silver. Together with the reward share from the last live broadcast, it is a full 750,000. Another 10 days' daily wages will be deducted. I still owe Fusai 10.9 million. I lay in bed in ecstasy. My sister is really a genius at making money. At this rate, I will definitely be able to pay off the debt within 2 months. As a result, the next day, I was dumbfounded. Why have all the brands that wanted to use me to shoot commercials disappeared? And why doesn't Miss Chen, who dislikes me, come to see me anymore? Even my creditor, Fusai, is missing. I started the live broadcast listlessly. Hey guys, is there any way to make money? Please guide me. Barrage, the crown princess is here to make you laugh again. Are you short of an old slave? I'll kowtow to you. Receive good luck, receive good luck. Take a dur. I feel so tired. I stood up and said, really, please, give me a chance to make money. Shall I dance for you? The comments said that I seemed to be possessed by an immortal. Like a shaman. Then let me sing a song for you. The barrage asked me to pay for mental damages. Shall I show you how to break a stone with my chest? Uprooting a weeping willow? It was a hard day's work. I looked at the income, it was $25.80. I ended the broadcast in tears. As a result, I saw a hot search term and I was so angry. Hashtag Crown Princess shares the joy of justice with the people hashtag. Netizens commented, I'm so grateful to the internet for letting rich people sing and dance for me. I'm so happy. There are +1s all below. My backhand is a rebellious -1. For several days. I was performing like a fool in the live broadcast room. There are clearly over 100,000 people watching the live broadcast every day. But I just can't make any money. Weird. It's so fucking weird. Just when I was scratching my head, puzzled, Chen Qianjin sent me a WeChat message. Suyun, don't even think about making money from live streaming. It's impossible. I gritted my teeth, sharp knife, so it was you who did this. Chen Qianjin made a speechless emoticon. How could I have such ability? It's Brother Ce who's responsible. Don't say I told you so, goodbye. Chen Qianjin directly withdrew the 4 messages. I stared at the phone screen, my hands shaking with anger. Fusai, this bastard. He actually cut off my source of income behind my back. I picked up my phone and called him, but the notification tone said the other party was already on the phone. This happened even when I hit 3 people in a row. Oh boy, you blocked me, right? I sneered and headed straight for the Fu Group headquarters. The receptionist saw me and immediately stood up. Hello, Miss Sue. I waved my hand. Which floor is Fu Sai on? The president's office on the 68th floor, but Mr. Fu is currently working. I rushed to the elevator without looking back. Thank you. I'll break his legs right now. President's office on the 68th floor. I slammed the door open. Fu Sai. You. The sound stopped abruptly. In the office, Fu Sai was having a meeting with a group of senior executives in suits. Everyone looked at me. Fu Sai raised his eyebrows. Whose legs are you breaking? Me. Excuse me, please continue. Just as I was about to leave, Fu Sai suddenly called me and said, since you're here, let's have a meeting together. The content of the meeting was the live broadcast platform newly launched by Fu Group. I sat next to Fu Sai and listened to the executives' reports. Currently, the platform has over 5 million daily active users. The number of signed anchors has reached 2,000. Expected revenue for next quarter. The more I listened, the more I felt something was wrong. I whispered to Fu Sai, could this platform be? He curled his lips and smiled. Yes, it is the one that acquired your previous live broadcast. No wonder I can't make any money. It turns out that the entire platform belongs to him. After the meeting, I grabbed Fu Sai's tie and asked, what do you mean? He pulled me closer, literally. You're cutting off my source of income. I'm helping you, he said slowly. You're not going to make a lot of money with your live streams. I sneered, then may I ask Mr. Fu, how can I make a lot of money? Fu Sai suddenly leaned close to my ear and said, sign with Fu Group and I'll give you the best resources. The warm breath sprayed on my ears and my heart skipped a beat. What are the conditions? I asked cautiously. He chuckled, keep pretending to be my girlfriend. That's it? And, he paused, stay at my house. My eyes widened, what do you want? Fu Sai said innocently, it makes work easier. In the end, I signed the contract. Because the conditions offered by Fu Sai were too tempting. The annual salary is tens of millions, and the profit-sharing ratio is 70-3, I get 70. Moreover, the debt repayment amount is directly deducted from the salary. This wave of huge profit. After signing the contract, Fu Sai took me to his mansion. Your room is on the 2nd floor, he pointed, I live on the 3rd floor. I nodded. I understand. Let's keep our distance. He smiled faintly, I hope so. That night, I started a live broadcast to test the new equipment. Fans noticed the background had changed and asked, Sister Yun moved to a luxury house? How much does this renovation cost in this location? I answered casually, Fu Sai's family. The barrage exploded instantly. Holy crap, living together? This progress is too fast. I am so sick of it. I am so sick of it. I was about to explain when Fu Sai suddenly appeared on camera. Are you live streaming? The barrage is even crazier. We're in the same frame. The prince is so handsome. This look is absolutely amazing. Fu Sai glanced at the barrage, and suddenly reached out and rubbed my hair. Rest early, don't play too late. Then he said to the camera, thank you for your support, and left. Barrage. What kind of old married couple look is this? So sweet, so sweet. I've moved to the Civil Affairs Bureau. This bastard Fu Sai definitely did it on purpose. When I woke up the next day, I found that Fu Sai and I were the top trending search. Hashtag Fu Sai and Su Yun live together hashtag. When I clicked on it, I saw that it was all screenshots of last night's live broadcast. The most amazing thing is the animated picture of Fu Sai rubbing my hair, which was made into an emoticon package with the caption head patting kill. I was browsing Weibo when Fu Sai sent me a message. Are you awake? Come down and have breakfast. I went downstairs and saw him wearing an apron and frying eggs. The sunlight shone on him through the floor-to-ceiling windows, giving him an inexplicable sense of home warmth. I shook my head and drove this weird thought out of my mind. Have you read Weibo? He asked. I nodded. I saw it. You did it on purpose, didn't you? Fu Sai placed the fried eggs on a plate. Well, preheat. Warming up for what? Our couple variety show. Fu Sai was talking about a dating reality show that was about to be aired. The contract has been signed, he handed me a document. The salary is 20 million. I looked at the numbers on the contract, my hands shaking. This is too much. After deducting the debt repayment, you'll still have quite a bit left. After careful calculation, I found that it was indeed a huge profit. But then I thought, wait, how long will this show take? 3 months, 2 days a week. What are you going to do? Fusai curled his lips, let's fall in love. The first day of program recording. The director asked us to take a couple chemistry test. First question, what is Fusai's favorite food? How would I know that? As I was hesitating, Fusai suddenly squeezed my hand under the table. An idea suddenly struck me, he loves the food I cook the most. Director. Fusai chuckled, that's right. Second question, what does Suyun hate the most? Fusai said without hesitation, debt. Does this even count? But the director actually agreed. Question 3, where did the two of you first meet? Fusai and I spoke at the same time. In front of the bar. In front of my car. The director's eyes lit up, is there a story? Fusai said calmly, she was drunk and smashed my car. The whole audience was silent. I face-bombed, can this part be cut out? The director excitedly shook his head, no. This is definitely the highlight. After the show was broadcast, it really became a hit. The top 10 trending searches are all us. Hashtag Suyun smashes the car hashtag. Hashtag Fusai fell in love at first sight hashtag. Hashtag the most hardcore encounter hashtag. User comments. What kind of idol drama opening is this? Others, romantic encounter with them, crime scene. Laughing to death, I'm obsessed with this CP. My number of fans skyrocketed and I received a lot of advertising endorsements. 3 months later, the show ended. The last episode is the confession segment. Fusai knelt on one knee and handed me a card, here is 18 million. I was stunned, what do you mean? I have repaid your debt. Then what? He curled his lips, then, you owe me a new debt. What debt? A debt of love. The whole audience screamed. My ears were burning, Fusai, you. He stood up and kissed me, Suyun, let's make this real. Later, someone asked me how I got to know Fusai. Me, first, you have to smash his limited edition supercar. Other side. Fusai hugged me from behind and said, secondly, you need to be able to curse. I added, and most importantly, you need someone who is willing to go crazy with you. At last. Finally, drinking too much is wrong, and smashing cars is wrong too. Don't try to follow my lead. This magical life is like a dream. End of text. Small theater. 1. Daily life after marriage, the prince's troubles. 3 months after the marriage, Fusai discovered a serious problem, his young wife was making too much money. Mr. Fu, your wife is trending again. The assistant nervously handed over the tablet. Hashtag Suyun's live streaming sales exceeded 100 million renminbi in 3 minutes hashtag. Hashtag Crown Princess scolds the brand till it cries hashtag. Hashtag Fusher's stock price soared due to the boss lady hashtag. Fusai rubbed his temples, what did she do today? Assistant, my wife accepted an endorsement for a competitor and criticized all the shortcomings of our product. Fusai. That night, I was pressed on the president's desk and educated. Do you know that you are criticizing your own product? Fusai gritted his teeth. I blinked, I know, that's why it's so heartfelt. Fusai. But don't worry, husband. I pulled out my phone. Look, sales have skyrocketed 300%. Netizens are saying we're so genuine about our willingness to make fun of ourselves. Fusai looked at the financial report and suddenly felt a stomachache. Mr. Fu decided to teach me the etiquette of wealthy families himself. First of all, be dignified. The old man demonstrated the standard sitting posture. I spread my legs and slumped onto the sofa, like this. The old man's blood pressure soared, that's a gangster's way of sitting. The next day, my wealthy family etiquette teaching video unexpectedly became popular. Hashtag Crown Princess teaches you how to be a socialite hashtag. Views, 230 million. When Fusai returned home, he saw the old man imitating my Guyu pose from a video. Grandfather? The old man gave a thumbs up, it smells so good. On our first wedding anniversary, I mysteriously blindfolded Fusai. Baby, I have a gift for you. Fusai opened his eyes expectantly and saw a smashed limited edition supercar. I specifically found the same one. I excitedly raised the bottle of wine, let's relive our first meeting. Fusai. That night, the broken car was enshrined in the Fu family ancestral hall. The old man burned incense and offered a prayer. Thank you for this car and the good daughter-in-law you gave me. I am pregnant. During morning sickness, she scolded Fu Sai and made him cry 3 times. I scolded the doctor and cried 5 times during the prenatal checkup. While waiting to give birth, she scolded the entire obstetrics department until the shift change. On the day of delivery, a row of high school students knelt outside the delivery room and said, "Come on, Sister Sue." After the baby was born, the nurse trembled with fear. "It's a daughter." I gave a weak thumbs up. Very good. Inherit my cursing skills. Fu Sai looked at the wrinkled little ball and suddenly felt scared. 18 years later, there was a new troublemaker in the Beijing circle, and it was my daughter. Fu Sai and I began our escape.